Welcome, welcome everyone to this very special celebration and opening for the World Water Year 2021, the Unity Earth offering to this ceremony. My name is Ben Bowler. It's my honor to be gathering with you at this time as all of life is coming together for the waters, to stand for the waters and to make a change on our planet. Irina Morrison, it's wonderful to be here. Thank you for all the work you've done to bring us together. And Irina, if you can call us into Sacred Circle today.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you all for being here. I'm Irina Morrison from Unity Earth, and I want to acknowledge that us as humans are a body of water, and it's also time to acknowledge that the water running through our physical body is connected to the rivers, the streams, lakes, and oceans. And when these waters suffer due to our careless acts, we suffer with them. But when we work together to protect them and save them, we heal ourselves as well in the process. So I'd like to open this sacred circle of healing of the waters of the planet as well as humanity.
Beautiful. Thank you, Irina. And we're here to inaugurate the 2021 as the year of World Water Year and the rising of the World Water Law, which so many are coming around and coming behind. And also the 7 days of rest here in 2021. It's beautiful to be coming together at this time. So to begin, we're very blessed to have His Holiness Srivatsa Goswami from Vrindavan, a champion water angel for all the work that you've been doing and serving on the mighty river that flows through Vrindavan and other waterways of India and around the world. So Srivatsa, to begin this sacred ceremony, we are honored to start with you.
I bring greetings to all my sisters and brothers living with different holy waters. I live on the bank of Yamuna, the holy river flowing in the land of Krishna. And this river is also the consort of the god. Samudra vasane devi parvata stana mandale Vishnu patni namastubhyam padasparsham kshamaswame. Before keeping foot on the ground in the morning, a Hindu prays to Mother Earth, who is dressed with waters, the lakes, the oceans, and the rivers. The entire creation, including the life of the humans, is made up of 5 elements in the Hindu understanding: the earth, water, fire, air, and the infinite space above us. After death, the human body dissolves back into these 5 elements. The cosmic process of life and deluge is watery. When ice thaws, life springs on earth, and in deluge it will be all water again, bringing the ice age back. In Hinduism, water purifies human body, but also being sacred, water also cleanses our spiritual elements. Hence, most of the holy places are located on the banks of water bodies, the lakes, the tanks, the rivers, the seashore, etc. The Hindu geography, especially the sacred geography, therefore, is defined by 7 sacred rivers of on the Indian continent, Ganga, Indus, Kaveri, Yamuna, Godavari, etc. The Hindus have a close and sentimental pious attachment to all the rivers in India. Hindus wish to bathe in the waters once in their lifetime. Kumbh Mela at Prayagraj or Allahabad is the biggest human congregation on earth, held every 12th year. This sacred relationship kept the rivers and the waters clean, pure, and healthy for millenniums. Also, in most Hindu rituals, water from the natural water bodies only is used. It is significant to understand that mechanically drawn water is unfit for most of the Hindu rituals. Life cycle rituals and sacraments of the Hindus have to be on a water body who become witness to our birth and death, marriage, and other important events in life. Hindus believe that water has the longest memory. Even when we will not be there, water will still be there. It will remember how we treated water. Did we abuse and exploited it, or revered and celebrated water? As our physical bodies are majority watery, water alone can sustain us most. Hence, we have to take care of water respectfully. Hindu system attributes taste to the element of water, the substance of water. No water, no taste. And if there is no taste in life, there is no life. Hindus, therefore, they declare, Jalam Vai Jivanam, water is life. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Your Holiness Srivatsa Goswami from Vrindavan, and a beautiful offering on the holiness and sacredness of water from a Hindu perspective and also from a universal human perspective. We're so blessed to have you with us and to open our circle this way. Thank you so much for joining and for being with us. And we know you have many responsibilities to take care of, Srivatsa. So stay with us for as long as you can, but feel free to take your leave as you need as well. We've been very blessed to have you with us here today. Thank you. And from India to the great lands of Turtle Island, we travel on the droplets and we come to you, Auntie Anita Sanchez. And wonderful to be with you at this time of spiritual gathering and holy pondering of the importance of water in our lives.
Thank you. I come to you from Colorado, which is the land of the first people, the Ute, the Cheyenne, and the Arapaho. My ancestors are Aztecan, was called the Nahuatl people of central Mexico. I'm also Mexican American. And I feel the presence of the ancestors. And I know how important this time is, this remembering time. For I had a visitor earlier during my practice that I wanted to bring to you. This beautiful, beautiful eagle outside in the foothills, the back of my home has this rock. It's called Grandmother, Grandfather. As spiritual leaders come here, they don't come inside the house. They always go to the back. But I was always singing, chanting, and praying of what was wanting to come through this body that is 55, 60% water. This golden eagle came and landed on top of the Grandmother, Grandfather rock. She or he remained there for 25 minutes. And I listened. So I invite you all to listen with the softest part of your ear and an expanding heart. For the messages are deep within us, and the messages are also coming from all our relations. And as I listened to the eagle was so present to, it was expanding everything around me, but it was also looking far out at the Continental Divide and a glacier there that is the water for this whole region. But this glacier is in danger. This water that is provided for thousands of years, the water for all the relations here, it will soon be called a snowfield. It is a rational thing to cry. My heart is crying right now as it is expanding. But as I listened further to the eagle was sharing to be present to what is. So it is a time to really look at how we're going to be, because it will affect how we do in terms of creating balance and harmony again in this one hoop of life. So I continued to listen. The next thing that came through is I could feel the waters in my body. I could see the health of this eagle, whose body is also water. And as I listened, the message, it was almost like a meme. We're indivisible when we listen. So every time we take a glass of water and take a sip, feeling the sacredness of the water that's me, the water that's in the sacredness of all beings, and such great gratitude, and what's a call to life itself, to all of us, to be and do whatever it is ours to be and do. I know my Aztecan grandmother never started any single day. We got up, it was always the water. And then she'd pour a little bit back on the ground outside the door of the kitchen to remind us, as one of my elders just spoke from India, that all the life is water, and the water continues running through us and going back to the earth. And what a wonderful thing to be part of this one hoop of life. But as I share all that and continue to listen to the eagle said, Anita, it is time. Many women are messengers, as they always have been, and the men alongside them. And the message that we need all two-leggeds to remember is how to be in harmony, how to remember the sacredness of the water, of ourselves, of other two-leggeds, of nature, of all life, and of spirit itself. And so I share with you, in brevity, an eagle hoop prophecy that came from indigenous elders all over the world. 27 came together back in the 90s, hearing the call that we were entering into the toughest time that we can't even imagine it all. However, there are gifts that we have that Spirit said, put into this eagle hoop with 100 eagle feathers. The 27 elders played 4 gifts for all humankind, for everyone, to use these gifts to remember how to be in healthy relationship with yourself, with other people, with animals, nature, all the elements. And those 4 gifts, as you continue to listen with the softest part of your ears and expanding heart, receive these gifts to help us remember now and the next now and the next now and throughout the year of water and beyond. The 4 gifts, the promise is that if we use these 4 gifts, we will remember how to stay in right relationship. The first gift, the power to forgive the unforgivable. The power to forgive the unforgivable. Place that in the ceremonial part of your heart. The second gift, the power of healing. The gift of the power of healing. Place that in the ceremonial part of your heart. The third gift, the power of unity. Unity, it will take all of us from all the directions to create a thriving world, to honor the water that we are part of and that runs from the glacier through the rivers, the streams, the ocean that connect us all. The gift of unity. Put that in the ceremonial part of your heart. And the fourth gift, the gift of the power of hope in action. Hope in action. For although science and indigenous people and all of us are seeing as the climate continues to change and global warming continues, it is water that is most impacting all of us. But there is hope. Hope in our own sacredness and remembering and connecting to all our relations who are here to help us, as is the eagle, as are all the elements, as are all of you who are watching and listening. Put that in the ceremonial part of your heart, the gift of hope in action. And with that, before the eagle spread its huge wings and flew off of the grandfather rock toward the continental divide, toward that glacier, I just listened with all of those gifts. That this illusion of separateness that we hold at various times as individuals and collectively no longer can exist. And it is the sacred water, the water that binds us, the water that is calling to us to be in conscious action. So all my precious relations, I give gratitude to the water that runs through you, the water that runs around us, that connects everything. Let us continue to listen. For when we listen, we're indivisible, and we can move into conscious action. Gratitude to all my precious relations.
Thank you, Auntie Dr. Anita Sanchez, for being with us and sharing beautiful, beautiful wisdom of you and that golden eagle that came to speak to us. Wonderful. And now Victoria Friedman. So wonderful to see you and have you with us.
Thank you, Ben, and thank you, Anita, for that beautiful, beautiful presentation and love that you sent. So, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless, empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. The Spirit of God was hovering over the waters on day one. And so in this beginning of January 2021, the beginning of World Water Year, we all know that water is essential. We're all aware of that. And essential meaning paramount, underlying, absolute, essential, absolute, underlying. And anything we know that anything we appear to see on this earth is also of cosmic significance. The idea has to have a corresponding counterpoint, the essential. Water cannot be separated from life. So what is the corresponding, the essential, spiritual counterpart? What is the manifestation of truth within ourselves? When scientists go out into space looking for life, they look for water initially. They're not looking for spaceships and the galaxy, the Federation. They are looking for water. Water, because water is essential. So water is also a solvent. It solves. It solves a lot of situations. And water can reshape, it can reshape the mineral world. Over time, it can smooth out the rocks. And what is it that can reshape humanity? What is it that can smooth out our hardness? So, what is water essentially? Water is hydrogen, H2O. Hydrogen is the most essential component of the universe. The sun is fueled by hydrogen. The sun takes the hydrogen, creates energy, and brings it out as light. Water is light. Oxygen, the breath of life, oxygen. Oxygen is the third most prevalent element in the universe. It creates energy in living cells. That is how essential our water is. Now, water also goes through transformations. We have ice, frozen solid. We have flowing water. We have water that is dangerous and huge and very powerful. We have peaceful water that reminds us of who we are. And then we have vapor and gas that moves out into the atmosphere. So what is it in us that can take a look at that cold iciness within humanity, the disregard of nature? What is it in us that can flow and understand the living waters? And what is it in us that can allow and recognize the invisible vapors from our being that go into the universe? These are essential questions. So we need to keep our attention on the essential, because we are not a drop in an ocean. We are not the ocean in a drop. No, we're not. We are water. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Victoria, for that deep sharing, deep wisdom. Thank you so much. What a blessing. And now across to Thailand. And it's wonderful to have with us our dear friend, Pramaha Bunchwe Duje. Greetings, Pramaha. Oh, we can't hear you. We can't hear you for some reason. No, we can't hear. Oh, there you are. There you are.
Is okay?
Yes, now we got you.
Okay. Thanks all for having me in this water blessing ceremony for the World Water Days 2021. I'm living in Chiang Mai, where Mapping River is flowing down from Chiang Mai to Bangkok, healing millions of people along. In Buddhism, we consider water as very much connected to life and important in using water in many Buddhist rituals. For example, we have a holy water by having Buddhist monks chanting and preparing the holy water to spread to people who attend the ceremony. We have water to bath or shower to crops. And we have a water as a symbol of giving. Whenever we have a given dana or given or sharing, and we will use water, to dedicate our merit to the people who have already died, and also to all living beings in the world. In Thailand, we have water festival. For example, we have Songkran festival, and we have Loi Krathong festival. To memory the greatness of the river, of the water, that help in healing people. As water is considered to be holy in Theravada Buddhism, according to the post-canonical Pali commentary, the background story of Ratana Sutta is that the town of Vesali was being plagued by disease. Non-human beings and finance in this place, the town's people call upon the Buddha for aid. He has Venerable Ananda, his attendants, go through trial, reciting Ratana Sutta, leading to the dispersal of the town's whole. In Buddhist scripture, many of the great Buddha followers got enlightenment by using water or river as objects of meditation. And even in this day of the influence of the sciences, we are still using water as an example of having of the non-self theory or no-soul theory, by having it as a combination things, as our life is a combination things, because water has a combination of H2O, and our life has a combination of mind and form that is quite similar, and we are using this as an example. And as I am living in Chiang Mai, in every year, by the months of January, we always having a peace walk along Mapping River, to remind the people to save water, and trying to bring people to be aware of saving water, for water reservation. So that is things that we are trying to do to save water in Theravada country and institution. This Ratana Sutta, as I already tell you, the discourse is often recited as part of religious public and private ceremony for the purpose of blessing new endeavor and dispelling inauspicious forces. I then would like to recite this Ratana Sutta, just part of it, in blessing for water as follow. Yani taputani samagatani ummani vayani va antarike sappeva puta sumana pavanto athopi sakkacca sunantu bhasitang tasamahi putani sametha sapphe metang garo dhamanusiya pachaya Thiva jaratto jaharanti ye haling tasamahi ne rakkatha apamata yang kinchivitang itva hurang va sakke suvayang ratanang panitang na no samang attitatha khatena itampi putte ratanang panitang etena satchavachena satchena suvatti hotu yani thaputani samakatani ummani vayani va antarike tatha khatang theva manuccha puchitang puttang namatsama suvatti hotu Yani thaputani samakatani ummani vayani va antarike tatha katang theva manutsa pushitang dhammang namatsama suvati hotu Yani thaputani samakatani ummani vayani va antarike Tatha khatang theva manussa puchitang sankhang namatsama suvatti hotu.
Satu, Satu, Satu. Thank you, Pramaha Bunshwai, for blessing us. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, we continue our journey. It's such a rich and wonderful experience. And now this is a beautiful offering from Auntie Pookie Lee and her partner, Bob. We have the honor to share with you. Oops.
Water, the sacred essence of all life. All living things come into being in the presence of water. We are born of water, held within the womb of our mother. When a child is conceived, the first 9 months are spent in the sacred waters. Within this water, this divine fluid, every cell is brought into being. Divine water, the essence of all life. For without water, no living thing could exist. Divine water, flowing effortlessly and fluidly. The power of creation held within each droplet. We can see the power of water everywhere. Without water, plants will not grow. Water is a catalyst for life. She is intelligent. She is wise. She is powerful. And she remembers. She carries with her the memory of all lifetimes throughout all eternity. Within her sacred waters of the ocean, life forms. As we look around, we can see that nothing could exist without the presence of water. Water is essential. Water is life. Every living thing depends on water. Water is divine. She is a living being, an essence of life itself, the source of creation. We are born of water. Water is the very bloodstream of Mother Earth, flowing freely throughout our planet. Water is the great connector. It connects all continents to one another. We are all connected. So now, let us offer gratitude to the presence of water within our lives, realizing the great gift that water has given to all of us. Now is the time for us to honor water, to hold water sacred, to thank water for the gift of life that it has given to each one of us. Now is the time for us to come together as a global family and stand for water. We must protect water. Water, as a living, sentient being, has the right to be protected. And now, it is time for us to rise together as a global family for the preservation of this sacred life force. Every time you drink a glass of water, or you allow water to run through your fingertips, give thanks and say a blessing to this divine source of all life.
So extraordinary. So extraordinary. Beautiful work, Puki Lee and Bob, putting that together. Incredible, Puki.
I would like to present an offering of sacred water. These waters come from all over our beautiful planet, some from the Holy Lands, and we were just there in February. And there are some seashells in here from a water ceremony that we did at the Sea of Galilee. So I invite you now to bless this water. It's maybe your first offering, your first gift, your first blessing of gratitude for the water, for the sacred waters of all life. Thank you so much. It's such an honor to be here with all of my Unity Earth family and from my global family throughout the world. We are connected by this divine, loving source, water. Thank you.
Mm. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Pookie. You can feel the refreshing essence of that blessing. That's so wonderful. Thank you so much. We continue our richness, now with Dr. Mindahi Bastida, of the Ottoman peoples, and Dr. Mindahi, a dear friend and brother, and a water guardian, and a great scholar as well as a shaman. So Mindahi, it's such an honor to have you with us.
Dine kion kiki chi de he chi da chibi chi dan shime hoi chi chikulu chi nana chi dada machingande chi da padi dime wa dine kion kiki chi da metzai chi okha chi da zana tlatlanchana. Brothers and sisters, all beings are our relatives, the heart of the sky, the heart of Mother Earth, with the permission of the primordial waters and the entity that from the Zambata Valley, the Valley of the Moon, and from the Ottoman Toltec peoples. In this territory of the highlands of central Mexico, where the Lerma River is born, that the grandfather. And also with a special permission with the mother of the waters, the Atlanchani, the mermaid of these waters. To the four corners in the world and the four directions and the four main colors that expand to the seven rainbow colors. The waters here send a regard to you, because we are in survival. We have been for many, many years struggling because the river is crying. The wetlands, the Cienega is crying as well. The specialists in waters here, the hailers are also crying. Has passed so much time. When I used to go and take baths and take deep rituals into the lake, into the river. And now the river is not possible for swimming. It's very sad. In 1991, 1999, we began to carry out some studies. And we found out that there is zero oxygen in the waters. For how long the grandfather river is been crying? Just because many industries arrived here in our territories. They have been staining the primordial waters, where the mammoths and all ancestral livings used to be around in harmony, in peace. We need to remember our responsibilities with the sacred. And this is our struggle everywhere around the world, because the waters are connected. If this water is polluted, all the waters around the world in one way are polluted. We need to recover our dignity as human beings and carry out our responsibilities and pray together and act together and feel together, because this is our chance as human species, because we have misbehaved in one way or in another, even if we have been loving our mother waters. We have failed, but this is the time to come together. The hailers are still in this big work, but they cannot do it themselves, because only themselves. This time is all together, carrying out the work that we need to do in unity. Because one of the mandates of Mother Earth is to think about life in a beautiful way. So we need clean ideas and clean actions. We need to clean up our waters, our internal waters and external waters. Because we have rivers in our bodies, and we pray for the rivers in the sky, and we pray for the rivers underneath Mother Earth. Even if we don't see them, we feel them. This is the time. We call to Muye, the big entity and the deity that can help us to bring peace, to bring dignity, and to bring action this time. We need to stand up together. For that, brothers and sisters, I tell you the water is sacred, and water is medicine. And this medicine can help us to survive in these difficult times. We need this cleansing. For the 13 years, we need to come back and deliver our tears. when we were in the Holy Land, I heard the spirit of the Dead Sea crying. And I was touched very deeply because that was the same crying that I've heard here in my territory, in the Lerma River, in the Tate River. It's the same. It's the same. So we pray for the holy waters, for the springs, and we deliver the petals. The Kamadi, Makihmo, the Kamadi motion in Tini, Wada motion in Tini Ku. May the rivers of the sky bless us all together. And we think not just the right to the water, we think about the right of water. This is the time of right of water, mostly. The rights of nature, the rights of Mother Earth must be in front, beyond, and more meaningful this time, rather than the rights for human species, because we depend of these sacred elements. Kamadima kirmu, kamadima kita. Hamadi. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mindahi, brother and elder, and for that deep, deep wisdom and sharing at this time. It's an urgency blowing through your spirit, and we all catch that. We can all feel that. Thank you so much, brother, for being with us and bringing that spirit, that wind to the waters. And as we're coming towards the close of this extraordinary circle of sharing and honoring and call to action, we now come to Mira Michelle. Mira in Germany, the fire behind you. It's so beautiful to have you with us.
Ooh. I'm in this moment of receiving. Thank you, Ben, so much. It is such a blessing to be here with all of you. It feels like destiny. I am Mira Michelle. I'm the founder and director of the Sacred Female Rising Institute. So I'm bringing the Great Mother. It's been my lifelong purpose to connect with this vibration, this sacred holy vibration, and bring it into our world more actively. So there is an ancient activity going way, way back that the ancient mother and the women would gift when many wise ones were speaking. And it is called the sacred weave, the sacred weaving. Now we all know the story when children, we get the strings on our fingers and we play these wonderful creation games. So this is the same. This is the same. But its purpose was to connect the universal vibrations with those of the earth, those of the mother and those of the father, bringing back in balance. And so now that I'm so deeply touched by all of you, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Our brother spoke of the holy tears, the holy tears. And one of my elders, Chief Reina, he speaks of holy tears, allowing our tears to flow. So I invite you now to weave with me. Step one is to observe. We see through these deep eyes of consciousness. Step two would be to feel with, to come aboard in your feeling, which is our power. And step three would be, of course, to bless with on this short weaving journey. So we begin to weave in the sacred old way, in the sacred old ways, bringing them into the present and re-embodying them and welcoming our ancestors. I welcome all of my many ancestors. Oyate. We thank you, Great Mother Earth, for holding us, for guiding us. We thank you, Great Father Sky, for guiding us and inspiring us. And as we hold the waters, as our sister Pookie had done, I went this morning, as in the days past, have collected the rainwater, the sacred water from the Father. It's here with us now. And as we continue our weave, I'd like to bring in many gifts into the sacred water with your blessing. That my students go all over the world and they bring the sacred waters back to Mira. We start in La Gomera from the sacred waterfall of La. I have to remind myself, I want to get it right. La Guru. We thank you, sacred waterfall. We go on to Indonesia and to Bali, one of the most sacred lakes there, which is more like a well. We thank you. We go on to Africa, where the Nile and the Niger meet. And we add that to our sacred weave of water, blessing our hearts. And we're weaving all these wonderful words, all these wonderful blessings from our sisters and brothers here and now. We go on to France, to Lourdes, the sacred water of Mother Mary, so close to my heart. Thank you. Thank you for your prayers here and now. So as our brothers and sisters said, all water connects us. This is sacred water from the Ganges. I'm getting warm here. I'm starting to sweat with all this holy water coming through, sisters and brothers. What a blessing. And going to a very old well here in Germany. It's 4,000 years old. It's been running for at least 4,000 years. Oh, it's pure. It's alpine. They call it the Alpine Quella, and I'm offering the sacred water of this mystical place in Germany. Blessings. So all of our ancestors are covered, all of them. We're all here together in this unity. Now I have one more, and I'm afraid I might not be able to get it open. Oh. So what I'm going to do is this sacred water is from a place in the east of Germany. So we're going to place this inside, since Mira's not able to. And last but not least, representing our ancestors, this is the water from the North Sea, Mother Ocean from the north. Okay, so I think we've been all over the planet. We have all the sacred water here. And with it, I found a winter daisy. I was so touched by that. So I'll just show her to you, my dear ones. To remind us, and all of these incredible times, and the courage we're asked to have right now, that we remember the joy. And when we cry, we can also laugh. And when we have fire, we can also expand our wings. Blessings for the water. Blessings to all of us and our right action. I thank you all so much for going to Mother Water. Ahe, Ashe. Blessings.
Beautiful. Blessings. Thank you, Mary Michelle. Thank you. Thank you.
Blessings.
Thank you to all of our wisdom keepers and water angels that have blessed us all around the world today, and those that are with us in spirits as well. We reflect on this, that the many indigenous blessings that we've received today, that we've been fortunate to have here in the circle, together with the sacred traditions of Hindu, represented by Srivatsa Goswami, sacred tradition of Buddhism, represented by Pramaha Bunshwe, and of course, Victoria reading from the book of Genesis, the sacred traditions of the Jewish scriptures, and as the foundation also for Christianity, and all of the different traditions. We know our brother Salman Chisti is with us in spirit, from the sacred traditions of Islam. And so all of these are running together and are coming together to bless this moment and to all sing the same song in different harmonies of love, a love song for water. And that it is also a call to action, as Auntie Anita Sanchez has laid out in the 4 sacred gifts. The last one is hope in action. And really, this is what this is. What Brother Mindahi so strongly shared, that urgency and the call for redemption, which is at the heart, that we all need to come together and acknowledge that our ways have not been kind, and our ways have not been gentle, and our ways have been greedy. And that has shown up in the damage to the water. And that has brought us to this moment of coming together where all of the sacred traditions, are needed. Everyone is needed. Every single one is required, is needed to stand up and come together. And this is an extraordinary moment and a call for prayer and a call for action. And the World Water Year and the World Water Law can be that framework that really lets us and allows us to organize and to arrange ourselves to show up and to stand for water, as all of life, from the eagle that came and visited you and Nita, to the many beings that are showing up and that are guiding us right now, and the ancestors, as we spoke about, the unseen friends that are all coming together to show up and stand for water. And what unites us in all of life is, as we have shared so beautifully today, is water itself. So I'm very grateful. I'm very touched. Irena, thank you so much for your arranging this and calling us together in circle. Did you have any comments or reflections, Irena Morrison, as we coming to close this beautiful circle?
I just want to thank everyone for being with us and bringing their wisdom, their offerings, blessings, and messages, and of course, call for action. And I'm very, very grateful and honored to be able to create this space and this container to weave and to connect humans and their messages of wisdom around the world, as well to connect all the planetary waters. Thank you all.
Thank you. And take care.
Thank you.